everyone, Sandy here with you today. I'm bringing you what I'm going to call is a TalkTorial. I've never heard of that before, but anyway, I had tried to record the process video for this layout right here. However, I had trouble with my camera and didn't get the first 40 minutes and didn't realize it. And then when I did, it was kind of too late to continue on with the process video. So I thought I would kind of talk you through it. I used a paper that had kind of a rectangular image in the center with some green leafy bits all around that I had mentioned that you could go horizontal or vertical with that. And so I decided to use that and to scrap this cute photo of my granddaughter, Zoe. So anyway, the first thing I did was just to add some interest, I added these pieces over here from one of the, diagonal papers just to provide a little bit more color there on the edges. And then the next thing I did was to put some clear gesso around this area right here where I knew I was going to use the stencil that came in the kit. This is a Simple Stories stencil called Floral Vines, and I used that along with some light and fluffy modeling paste from the Crafter's Workshop. And I like this because it dries to a white color. And so I did some vines along the outer edges of that rectangle. And then after that dried, I came back and I did some more mixed media with some peeled paint, ink color, and I used a transfer technique just to transfer that on. And that wasn't really quite enough color, so later I do come back with a paintbrush and I add more color along the perimeter here just to make it a little bit more vibrant and to kind of define this little stencil pattern that's on there. And then I went ahead and did some stamping, and I used an old Creative Embellishment stamp that's just got these round circles of different sizes, and I kind of like it, so I used that. So once the mixed media was dry, the stenciling and the inking and everything, it was time to go ahead and assemble the layout. And so my base primarily is this right here, which is actually from the front cover of the Birdsong collection pack. And there's the smaller images on the top and bottom of what the papers look like. And so this one I think is from the upper image. I did trim it, kind of trimmed it down to the, so it could be a larger photo mat, if you will, for or photo base for my photo. And then the photo itself, I matted it with one of the teal papers. And this larger piece I told you about, I did elevate it with some corrugated cardboard underneath. I tucked in a couple of these larger note cards that were in the ephemera pack. So I'll come back to that in a minute. And then tucked in these tickets right here. And then, placed my photo right there. Underneath the photo, you'll see this little piece of white chipboard, which is from the Prima packaging that I don't have anymore. But anyway, I had just decided rather than using embossing powder, I would just go ahead and use white paint and, make it, look a little bit less shiny on the page. So I think that was a nice addition. Over on the left side of the photo, I've done a floral cluster here with these florals right here, these two large florals. I think these are from the plant collection that was in the packaging. And so those, and then the little matching rosebuds that came with them. And I also tucked in some of those, curly wired stems just for some additional interest. And then the florals over here on the right side of the page are all from the laser cut pack. So, I did take all my elements and I removed them from the packaging so I could really see what I had to work with. And so, the leafy stems, along here, as well as the florals, were all from the laser pack, as well as this dark coral one over here, and this leaf, and then this little tiny floral right there, and the butterfly, and this piece up here, and the little more daisy looking ones. So then from the ephemera packet, you know, I had these two pieces I told you about, and then this little tab right there, and then these two tickets right here, as well as the title piece that I popped up on foam, and this little round piece right here, and then these two hearts are also from the ephemera pack. I think I already mentioned that little tab and the tickets. So I got a good use out of, you know, both of those packets to embellish the page. And then I did add in some flat back pearls in a green and in a kind of a peachy color. I added some purple pearls to the purple flower, kind of a coral one, to these two pieces there. And then at different areas, I added in some little green flat back pearls in different sizes. And then kind of lastly, I added some art stones of various sizes, just in a few pieces, to provide some texture. And I like how that turned out. And then the final thing I did was just to splatter with white paint, which you can see right here, for example. But, you know, it just, you know, splattered the whole page. And then when that was all dry, then that page was complete. Of course, it went a lot slower than what we're talking about right now. So I thought, well, I have you here and I'm doing my TalkTorial. I will kind of talk you through another one that I did not video during the process, and that's this one right here. I was really wanting to scrap these two photos of my newest grandson with his mom, and this is Lucas Caleb, who was named after a couple of family members who passed away in 2023. And so I really did like this piece of paper. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but ultimately I did know I wanted to use these two photos right here. So I went ahead and matted them with that kind of peachy pink paper that has the little small florals on it. And then I did something unusual for me. I decided to start from the bottom of my layout and work up, knowing that I had these two photos already, you know, printed out. So I came down here and I added the die cut piece down here, just to kind of be a lacy bit underneath my floral cluster. And then I came up and I wanted to add these three big florals here, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do that, but I ended up putting the teal one and the white one about 1 inch apart and gluing them down. And then in between them, I added two small pieces of corrugated cardboard to elevate it enough that I could rest it, you know, on that in between the other two flowers. And before I actually put the glue down, I did add some little bits of sisal to provide a little texture. And then a couple of things I tucked in was this little ticket that says hello, which I thought was really cute because, you know, we're welcoming Lucas to the world. And then this one, which I think that said details, but I have forgotten since I tucked that in. And then also, in addition to the three large florals, I tucked in this leaf and this little heart over here, which was from the ephemera packet. And this is the ephemera packet. Also, this little bird cage is from there. And this little title that says, You, Me, and Forever. This title piece and the tickets. This little piece over here. And then from the laser cut pack, I've tucked in these yellow flowers right here. And these right here on this side. Then the blue ones over here. And then the little birds and bird nest. The bird nest is kind of small for the birds, but the larger bird nest wasn't fitting in very well. And there had been a really pretty large bird nest underneath here. So that's why I kind of wanted to replicate that. And then after I kind of had my floral cluster down here going, then I knew I wanted to come back and tuck in these photos. And I found this little green remnant, which I was really wanting to use this piece of paper. And so I elevated it on some corrugated cardboard, you know, a much larger piece, and laid it down. And then I also had this diagonal paper, which I think I used on the other page. And I used it as sort of a photo base. So it's underneath, which helps you to see these a little better in the florals over here. And so I added that down, and then I realized that I had this barcode strip, a branding strip that had these little hearts, and the colors are what's in the paper. So I thought they would be real cute, you know, just to show mother's love along with this. So I put that there for a little bit of interest. And then both of my photos are on corrugated cardboard. And the tickets, you know, I just stapled them together and then tucked them in on both sides. This white one was just a remnant I had left over. I do have some little laser cut pieces right in here that I tucked in. And, of course, the little birds are popped up on foam. The title's on foam. This little piece over here is on foam. And then I stuck some foam underneath my little birdhouse so it would stand up a little bit. And then I added this little piece that was from the ephemera pack, and it says Good Life. So it really is a good life. So after that was all assembled, then I came back to, you know, continue decorating these florals. So I used some white paint and my daubing tool, and I just, you know, daubed white all around the edges. And then I continued, and I kind of daubed some various places on the page that you can see that I just, you know, that's kind of a signature thing that I do. And then I added some pearls in different sizes, and these are whole pearls from Prima Marketing. And I've used some that are kind of a not rust, but they're kind of a light taupe color, and then the white, and added those, and then added some art stones around, and did that in a couple of other places as well. And I used my art glitter glue to adhere that so it dries clear. There's a few other flat back pearls that are around the page that I did just to kind of continue that pearly theme throughout. And then the last thing I did was, you know, cover my photos and splatter with white paint. And you can kind of see that in some various places around the page. And so that was kind of the finishing touch for this one right here. And then at some point too, I guess when I was doing the cluster, I added this little purple butterfly that I thought was really cute. So that's how this page came together. I'm sorry I didn't get these two on camera, but anyway, at least we can talk through them a little bit and let you know a little bit more about how the page came together. Thanks for coming by today, and I'll leave a link below about how you can subscribe to the Kit Club or see if there's a single kit available that you